pretty happy to get the win in a tight, close contest like that in the end.
Yeah, look, it was probably an ugly way to win, but they're the kind of games we tended to lose over the past few years. So I think the boys got headed there in the last and showed a bit of resilience and managed to, finish on top.
For particularly, especially after the first 2 weeks, Mitchell Carter down back has been pretty instrumental.
Yeah.
Bottom forward 50 entries from Hobart City today, and he seemed the whole back six seemed to work really well. What are your thoughts on how they operate?
Yeah, look, our back six I've been really impressed with our back six. We've been able to maintain our back six. We added in Cooper Sorty today in there, and we had Cameron Johns go down, didn't come back out after half time. So we had to shuffle a few things around, but Mitch Carter, as you said, he shows his class and his ability to read the ball and his ability to carry the ball through the middle and use of the footy is really impressive. So
there's a few areas you're thinking you're going to work on for the next couple of weeks. I know, probably could say Hobart City had the run of they've quite a bit of play, but you're happy obviously to get the win. But what areas are you to work on?
Oh, look, it was. There's a few things we'll work on, but I think it was the hard part was just the turnaround from a real hard slog Sunday game to try and back up again on a Friday. While you don't want to use those as excuses, I think the boys just looked a step slower than what we had probably the first couple of weeks. So look, we'll look at that. We'll just need to rest our bodies, I think, still. But look, our run and carry probably wasn't quite the way we wanted it today. I think we looped a few handballs and we didn't really use the ball as well as we wanted to. But look, we usually haven't won too many ugly games, so to get the win, I'm pretty happy.
I know, you're talking about last week, your sense of disappointment after losing.
Yeah, definitely.
A good game. So you kind of think the group's maturing, that now, a win like that, they might not have been able to get.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, look, we would have rolled over previous years. It would have been, as soon as we got headed last previous years, we generally rolled over. So I don't think it speaks volumes of the way the boys, despite how sore they were, we asked a lot of guys late in that game and they just stood up and couldn't be more prouder of their efforts today.
Did you think you were the better team overall?
I actually thought early Hobart City probably controlled the game, majority of the game, and we just had some good passages that were able to get out in the open and score some goals. I thought our forward line kept, for the most part, pretty open, which allowed us those opportunities. I thought our back line, like you said before, I think our back line did a good job because they had a lot of inside 50s versus ours, but I think our back line was solid enough to help us move the footy back forward.
Who stood out for you?
Mitch Carter was again quality across half back. We asked a couple of blokes to nullify Will Campbell. I thought we did that. Lockie Watt, especially in the second half, nullified him really well. And Jack Bilson again off half back did a good job on Williamson as well. So those guys stood out today.
So a bit of a game that got away from you today, have to say?
None of them got away. I mean, they worked really hard, the Tigers, so they deserved the victory in the end. We had obviously quite a few more inside 50s. We just couldn't capitalise on our opportunities. Potentially the first quarter, they kicked 3 goals against the win. So at the end of the day, that was probably the reason they had enough advantage at the end. So disappointing.
Did you find that the wind, obviously early on particularly, there was quite an advantage to one end? Did you find that pretty challenging?
Yeah, well, I didn't personally, but the players would have. Hence why we had to roll quite a few numbers behind the ball, because it is really tough to score when you're going up the hill. We actually played better against the wind. If you look at the scoreboard, we actually kicked as many goals up the hill as we did down. So we just didn't make enough use of it in the first quarter.
For especially young Baker and Walker again, probably showing a lot of promise for you. Must be happy with the way they're acclimatising into senior footy.
Well, Nick played a bit of senior footy last year, and I hope he gets picked for the Mariners next week, because it's pretty evident that he's a young guy with a lot of talent. Played in the midfield today, we rolled him forward at the end. He's just a good player, and I really hope the Mariners hierarchy were watching today, because he really needs to play for the Mariners next week. And Bailey's obviously our thousands player, and he's been pretty good in his all 3 games. He competes hard, and that's all we can ask for a player. He's only 17, so he's got plenty of upside as well.
Anyone else that stood out?
Well, I think Ryan Matthews. I just think he's just so underrated in this competition. He's probably had 35, probably had 10 tackles. Couldn't count how many hard ball gets he had. I just think every week he gets bashed. He's just a really good player. So to me, he was probably along with Baker, were probably our 2 best players today.
Did it just come down to executing in front of goal today? Like, was that just the difference? At the end of the day, you had enough opportunities, didn't you?
Our set shot wasn't too bad. It's just the positions were actually, a lot of those goals were rushed or from stoppages as such, and it's our execution, as we said last week, forward of centre. We're not hitting the right targets when we're getting inside 50. So we worked on it during the week. We're obviously going to have to work on it again this week, because you can't have 12 more inside 50s and only kick 8 goals. So there's some upside there, but there's still a lot of hard work to do. We're the really young group. We just need to really stick together and keep working hard at training, and hopefully next week we'll get some result on the scoreboard.